Okay.
All right, I lost internet. I'm so sorry.
How did you lose internet?
She doesn't pay her bills. Just kidding.
You're right. I don't pay that bill. Somebody else does.
Your Aunt Dorothy said, I think you're buffering.
Yeah.
See, she's smarter than me. I would have never even thought about that. Okay, yeah, that was horrible. But can you hear me now? You're gonna do the Verizon commercial. Do I freeze for a long time? Because you were kind of freezing for a second here and there as we were going.
Yeah, you froze for a long time that time.
For like a minute.
Oh wow.
I don't know if you did for everyone or if it was just in our group thing, but
I hope it was just in our little group thing here. You know what? Let me double check since I went offline and make sure my other stuff's still up and running. It is, so that's good. Okay. What the heck is going on here? Oh. I'm not doing very well this evening, I suppose.
you still having the windstorm?
I was
Oh, Jesus.
I would say breezy out here, but I wouldn't say.
Lonnie,
Ooh.
you can't be in here twice, girl.
Hey.
Just X out of one, don't X out of both.
I did that.
Mm-mm.
See, this show would be way more entertaining for the public if they could watch our computer screen. And I'm going to start my own podcast, and it's going to be called Behind the Scenes of Real Talk with Bonnie.
That should be perfect.
She's on here twice in our chat.
How are you doing?
She has no idea what she's doing.
Haha, yes I do. I just fixed it.
And you left the meeting once instead of twice, so I am impressed.
So, I am learning as I go, I suppose. My quiet one's over there laughing at me like there's no tomorrow. Are you
I am
drinking
not.
booze? What are you drinking out of that thing?
Grape juice.
Oh,
Fermented.
I'm wondering the way
Only
he's
slightly.
he's over there chugging it like I don't know what. All right, so anyhow, today our kids are soft. Their idea of fun is sitting in the house playing games. A lot of kids don't even want to do sports or anything anymore. They'd rather just be at home on their video games. So, where do we teach our kids to get out there and yet still teach them how they can move forward even if they are being bullied or even teased a little bit? I don't know if you want to call teasing a little bit bullying.
I don't know. I feel like you're kind of dragging some different things in there that don't have to do with each other. Because I don't think the video games have anything to do with and making their skin thicker. Because I hear the way all these kids talk to themselves. But of course, I want my kids to be active and get out of the house and see people in real life.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I feel like some kids who may not have any friends at school get to go home and log on and have a group of friends that they're all talking. They know each other's birthdays. They know each other's likes. They tease each other. And I feel like that it might be saving some people who wouldn't normally have anybody to have this whole friend group in there.
All right, I get that.
The stuff at school, I think bullying is honestly an excuse. Like, should you teach your kid to be a bully? Heck no. But you know what? Sometimes that's how you freaking learn not to bag. Because, like, I knew a kid whose hygiene was really bad in school. They started getting made fun of for not showering every day. And all of a sudden, the kid showered every day, wore deodorant, and never had another problem. Kids that aren't bullied are walking around dirty and gross and just, Now, granted, there's some kids that can't afford the stuff. Can't do it, but I feel like there has grown to be a lot of help for that too. Like, our kids are much more understanding of other people now than they used to be. Before, you got made fun of for being poor. Now I feel like kids kind of see if a kid is poor, it's not the kid's fault, it's the parents' fault.
Right.
So they might try
A
to
lot of
help
times
you.
it's not even the parents' fault. It's just the way the cards fell.
It's whatever it is, right? But it's definitely not the kid's fault. So
Yeah.
why beat up or harass the kid, you know? I don't know. I feel like the kids have matured a lot as far as being more understanding, but at the same time, I feel like we wave the line a lot on helping them find who they are by letting them think you can just be everything and anything all at once. And if you like something, then it changes your whole being. As far as like Bonnie these days, they would, if you dressed and got your hair cut the way you did now and went to school, they'd be like, oh, you want to be a boy. You should get the surgery. You should just say you're a boy, say you're he and him, because you prefer boys' clothes, you prefer a man's wallet, and you like short hair. Obviously, you're a dude. And then you would say, but I like to date men, so I don't want to be a man.
Right.
Well, then you're just a gay man trapped in a woman's body. You know, and it's like, but when we were a kid, if I dressed and I went in the boys section and had the baggy pants and the big t-shirts and you were just a tomboy. Now they want to like put kids in these tight groups and make them feel a certain way. I was super uncomfortable and awkward in my body as a teenager. I thought I was ugly. I thought my voice sounded manly. I thought I had masculine features. If somebody would have been like, that's because you should be a man, or that's obviously you're more comfortable as a guy, then I might have been able to be pushed that way just because you already feel uncomfortable with yourself as a teenager turning into these certain things. And when you're telling a kid that that certain feeling has to go this way, that way, rather than you're just a kid, be patient, live out your life, and then see what happens.
Right.
Just like you like, enjoy what you enjoy, and then just live out until you're an adult. And then if you're an adult and you still are like, okay, this is what I'm, you know, how many things I thought would be great as a kid and I thought, well, when I grow up, I'm never going to change my mind. This is what I'm going to do. And that's not the way it is though. You grow up. I thought when I was 16, I'm like, this is who I am. There's nothing about me that could change. I already know everything. I'm already super smart. I know more than half the adults. It's like, then you get 20 and you're like, I didn't know crap when I was 15. And then you get 30 and you're like, I didn't know crap when I was 20. You know, it's just, there's a lot of people want to pull the trigger too fast on things rather than just feeling out life.
Right. Yeah, and like on that same topic, you know, the example that you gave with mom there, you know, like
Poor Bonnie, sorry.
basically suggesting, you know, adults now are suggesting that their kids go and have gender reassignment surgeries because, you know, that's how they feel. But your kid is 10 years old and still growing. They go and, you know, perhaps that's actually how they feel, and that's how they're going to feel for the rest of their lives.
But you have to
It
make
is what
sure
it is.
that's what it's going to be. I mean, at 10, it could
But-
be a phase.
But even if 20 years down the road from that gender reassignment surgery, they still wanted it, if they get it at 10, they're still growing.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
still a lot of medical issues that can be caused by having an extremely invasive surgery at that young of an age.
I agree.
Yes. Just even if they don't regret it later on, it's still a risk they need to take, is what you're saying. And I totally agree. Well, and they need to understand there's many levels of men and there's many levels of women. Like Bonnie and I could not be more different. Neither one of us is less than a woman than the other, or more of a woman than the other. We like mostly completely things. We're not like so opposite that it's like, oh, we can't hang out or have fun or do it. But it's like, you know, if I said, Bonnie, let's go get a pedicure, she'd be like, I would rather jump in the lake.
Nobody touching my feet.
Like, but you know, and even though she likes a shorter haircut, she still likes to go get her hair done.
Heck yeah.
Whereas I'm like, don't hold me in the seat that long. I don't want to get, like, I don't have the patience to sit there and get my hair done, you know, but she's comfortable in different types of clothes, and I'm comfortable. Don't get me wrong, we both love our hoodies and sweatpants.
No doubt.
But our idea of a jeans and a t-shirt is two different jeans and a t-shirt.
Right.
And
She likes the
people want
cutesy
crayon.
t-shirts, and I'm fine with the dude's t-shirt. I don't care.
Yeah. And I feel like if I wear a men's t-shirt that I look like a man. That it's, and it makes me feel self-conscious. But she's not self-conscious in anything. She doesn't care what she's wearing. She's confident in who she is, and she's like, this is it. Whereas I'm like, look, I look like a boy in every, I gotta dress like a girl or I look like a boy.
I'm not sure
And
that I'm confident in who I am, more so than I am who I am, and if you don't like it, I can't help you.
Girl, that's confidence.
That's not confidence.
That is confidence. If you didn't have confidence in who you were and what you liked, then when a man got you makeup and nail polish and said this would make you pretty, you would put it on.
I have, reluctantly,
Hey.
but I have.
I want to curse right now. Please, you ain't ever put. You used to wear eyeliner when I met you. But-
Foundation, yes.
You didn't put on that cheesy makeup that somebody bought you that has horrible color.
Now, on occasion,
I did try like the lipstick and stuff, but it's not me. I'm not comfortable in it at all,
and on occasion, she has gotten her nails done, but it doesn't last long.
You got your nails done?
I had them done a few times.
What?
One time I got them. Well, Sonny got me a certificate for a spa that we used to have down here, and it was supposed to be for a pedicure. Knowing I don't like that, but the lady was really nice and she did my nails instead. But I worked in a machine shop, so I go to work, I'm in that coolant. Next thing you know, they're all peeling and falling off, and it was a waste of money. When my cousin got married, I went and got my nails done.
Oh, that's right. You did.
And
You
the
got
bummer
them.
part was I got clear to New Hampshire and lost a stupid nail. And of course,
Oh, you had fake
yes,
nails on?
yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought you just got them painted.
Mm-mm. I even got them filled a couple times, but
Dang.
yeah.
Wait, maybe I did.
Oh, you didn't know crap.
I believe you showed me. I don't know. The funny thing is, the way you act about your feet is like I thought you were gonna have like 6 toes or grody, fungusy, nasty feet, and then I seen your feet one time, and they're normal.
I
Now the world knows.
feet.
Bonnie has normal feet. She could have cute little pedicured toes walking on the beach, but she chooses not to. And it's not because of a 6th toe, like I used to swear it had to bend.
My son once convinced her I took a shower with my socks on because she never saw me without them. So she was like, I could see this happening.
I thought for sure you had to shower with your socks.
It's funny that we were just talking about that today.
Goodness.
So, yeah, I mean, definitely teach your kids to have confidence in themselves and stuff, no doubt. DJ, do you have confidence in yourself?
Now I do.
Oops, now he does. That means I didn't do something right.
No,
Oh,
no. As a kid,
It's hard.
I almost secluded myself. I was the shy kid.
You were
Oh.
you were definitely very quiet.
Yeah. So I always stayed to myself, and I think because of that, because I never pushed myself to have the friend groups that a lot of kids tend to have. I just it's essentially my fault that I didn't have the self-confidence until later in life. Like you taught me growing up to be confident in myself and in my abilities,
Good.
but it just didn't register, I guess.
I think that's normal. You have 1,000 little kids around you all day, and your mom's only a small part of your time.
I
Right.
mean, I wasn't
Nobody
confident in
cares
myself. I
about
literally, if people didn't come to me and talk to me, I would have never had a friend in my life because I would do like him, just sit in the corner like I was always afraid of what I would say, how it would sound or whatever. If I was called on in class, I was always afraid of saying the wrong answer, even if I knew the right answer. So I always said, I don't know.
I think that's fairly normal.
I don't know, because a lot of the other kids answer, and I would just sit there and say, I don't know.
I wouldn't
because
raise my
stupid
hand.
was better than,
I got called on, but I'm not volunteering.
Yeah, I mean, and in all honesty, as far as myself goes, as a kid, my friend groups typically weren't other kids my age. Typically, it was adults.
Oh, yes,
I
we know
made
one that
better-
neither one of us cared for.
Yeah, I mean, I made better friends with adults as a kid than I did other kids.
And that was really hard for me to see because I thought something was definitely going. I hated that. I thought it was extremely inappropriate. And I thought you were being taken advantage of as a kid. I used to tell your mom that blind lady was molesting you guys. I was like, there's no way she's not touching them kids. Like,
Not once.
it creeped me out so much. But I mean, now that you're older, it kind of makes sense. And now I feel bad for those adults that are probably like, oh, here's this kid again. But I always had some older friends too, but not like when I was young. I wasn't as young as you hanging out with adults,
Right.
like just a little bit older than me.
I was kind of like that too. I did better with adults than I did kids.
Yeah. I think that just shows a maturity level too.
Yeah.
They say some people have old souls, but I think it's just a maturity level. And some people don't want to be bothered with the dramatics of children, even children.
Right.
Interacting nowadays, I think, is easier than it was, when we were kids.
It's
They do
much
have more to
easier.
talk about. They have the video games. Oh yeah, did you play? What is the big one that they play now?
Fortnite.
Yeah. I found out even my boss plays it. He's like, oh yeah, I'm on there faithfully. I'm like, alrighty then. I don't
Yeah,
know. Go ahead, Nina.
So this is definitely a big thing, getting on those video games. And the kids have definitely made a lot of friends in different places. I used to hear them ask each other questions when they were younger too, like, what time is it there? What's the weather like there? And they would ask questions back and forth about different things. So they do
actually
learn.
Conversing, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're learning little things about other places too. Mom, they don't have to do this. Or Dev's one friend, she's in Germany.
Mm.
And so he used to like to tell me stuff about her, but I don't remember any of it. But he would learn things and do things. As a matter of fact, the other day, so he's been friends with her for a few years now. And just the other day, he was like, Mom, will you tell, I don't remember her name, that she shouldn't be afraid to come to America. She said she's afraid to come to America.
It probably would be a scary adventure, especially if she watches the news of what goes on over here.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. And me being an individual operator, of course, I'm talking to people from all over the world now too. I kind of wish I got into it at a much younger age, but that's beside the point. Anyhow, I'm friends with a fair amount of people over in the UK, and some of them are really conscientious of our firearms laws. And like they strongly believe, because they haven't been educated otherwise, that there's too many easy ways to obtain firearms here in the States, and they have a conscious fear.
But how would you educate them against that, though? Because I mean, they're not wrong and they're seeing it.
They're not entirely wrong. I mean, there are quite a few easy ways, but there's no really good ways.
Criminals aren't looking for the good, safe ways, though. They're looking for the
Right.
back
Right.
Right. And that's what I've tried explaining to them too. That, like, as far as the firearms laws go, there's you've got the black market, I guess we can call it, all over the world. So you outlaw something, your law-abiding citizens will follow, but the criminals aren't going to.
Right.
Which is,
But
I
here's the
think,
thing, though, for them is that it's not a huge issue in their country and it isn't ours. So obviously laws are working for them, and that we're just we're not doing something right. And if we didn't have so many guns, it'd be a little bit easier to control. But I mean, literally anyone can get a gun as long as you don't have a record, right?
Right.
So it's not really hard because any Jim Bob Joe can go get it as long as I didn't commit a crime first or get caught for a crime. Anybody can go buy it, and I can get however many I want, and I can get all the ammo I want, and then so can everyone else. So there's just this huge availability of guns, and obviously somebody breaks in my house and steals all those, I report it, but they're all out there now. And it does happen, and it does happen a lot. So I do see their views on it because
right.
their laws are tighter, they have way less drama. Whereas, we see it as it's our right, though, and it's for us, it's worth it to be allowed to have it for all these crimes. That's pretty much what we're saying. Because we're saying it's more important to me that I'm allowed to own it and have it than rather for the government to say, no, I can't have it. I would rather have all the guns out here and all those horrible things are happening than for you to tell me I can't do what I want to do.
And
that's our rights as Americans.
right. But I mean, long story short, that's as far as Devlin's friends concerned, anyway. That, like, I can see where.
Yeah, if she goes to Chicago, she might get shot for no reason.
Right.
Certain spots, not everywhere, obviously, but.
Yeah, and like that's the great thing though about like the video games.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, until I was a late teenager, I'd have never had an opportunity like that. Unless I was an amateur radio operator as a kid.
Yeah. Well, and then that's a good way to find the safe places to go visit.
Yeah. Yep.
Because if you know somebody in the place you want to go, they're going to help you and they're going to show you, and it's not going to be just you're randomly showing up and I hope this is the right spot.
Right.
I hope this is the safe place. And if you're lucky, you could stay with somebody, and save us a ton of money.
Oh yeah, I mean, since I've been offered by a couple people, a room to stay if I were to go visit. So, that aspect is actually quite nice.
Right.
Will I ever be able to? Maybe not, but the offer was there, and it's something really to appreciate. So
of course, yeah.
Now, what if you get there and you find these people aren't the same as you found them to be on the radio?
I wouldn't. The offers that the offers from people that I've had, to stay in one of their rooms for a visit or something like that is from people that I've talked to almost since the beginning of when I became AM. So that trust has just grown. And many times I'll talk to them not only on the radio but in a video room as well. So I mean, you can't always judge everything appropriately, through a video screen, but it's easier to judge character through a video than it is on the radio. So.
And it's a risk to go visit and to go somewhere you don't know people. It just is. You can get snatched off the plane before you made it to your friend's house. Like
I was just
traveling or vacation period, anything.
I was just watching a movie before I came in here about a plane hijacking. So kind of funny you bring that up.
I was watching bits and pieces of the documentary the other day. It was about sex trafficking. Like they talked about Cleveland and it was like some of the other bigger cities and stuff. And I really hate the fact that I was doing other things and missing most of it, because the one girl that was actually telling her story was still alive and able to tell, and told how she got out of it and what she had to do to get out of the situation and better herself without them finding her.
Mm.
And then she went on national television.
Well, apparently now, everything's. She's got herself a good job. She got herself an education. So, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way for everybody.
Some of the other states actually know us for our high sex trafficking. When Nelson travels for work, and sometimes they ask where he's from, and if he says near Cleveland, there's been a couple different times where they're like, "Oh, that's where all the sex trafficking is." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I didn't know that's what we were known for. Great."
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we are, because they put all that out there as statistics, and
We just had that girl in Conneaut not that long ago that met a 40-year-old man on the internet who was getting ready to take off with her in Mexico or something. I think they caught him in Texas or something.
Yes, he was in Texas. And he was trying to make her out there making all the money and stuff to get them supposedly where they were going, and it was horrible.
Yeah, it's a real life thing. And people think that it's not going to happen to their kid or themselves and that they're untouchable. It's just crazy that this day and age it isn't, though.
I mean,
Just
honestly, if you look at the difference between now and like when I was growing up, you would have thought that something like this would have been more prone when I was younger than now.
Yeah.
Because, with the social media and everything, how quickly they could be caught. We didn't have social media and stuff back then. I don't think we had an Amber Alert.
No.
Not until after I was, maybe 8 or 9, did Amber Alerts come out.
Yeah.
Well, that all started because they begged and pleaded for the one little girl. I think it was a little girl.
It was Amber.
Yeah. Okay. Duh. But they just wouldn't do anything, and by the time things were said and done, they found her dead. So.
Yeah.
And that sometimes it's sad, but that's what it takes, because the families start pushing for this stuff.
Mm.
But it's
Because there
always
wasn't a way to get the information out fast enough.
right. But
Now there
it's too
is.
late for that family. So what they're doing is using their experience to try to help others.
Yeah.
So
Now what?
I don't know. We're just about done for tonight anyway.
Okay.
Like I said, with basketball season, 2 of my grandsons are playing, and mommy over there gets no break. It's usually Saturday and Sunday. She runs one, goes back to get the other, runs him, then goes to try to catch part of this game, then goes to try to catch part of this game. I don't know if she'll ever see a full game. Will you?
I did yesterday. I got to watch both of theirs.
No, good. So we're gonna talk it out, get some schedules going and get them posted so everybody knows when we'll be on. I want to, a while back, we talked about that Natalia Grace. Do you remember talking about her?
You guys did a long time ago, yeah.
Long back, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were on or not. The second side of her story, now that she doesn't have legalities following her, has been told. It's very interesting. Questions that were still there the last time can be answered now. So I'm thinking maybe in a week or so we could finish that off. We'll just brief through some of what happened, to refresh everybody's memory, and then all the answers can be told at the end of that. So,
Okay.
So that's another young girl that was given a rough way to go. Because what was it? Oh, Gypsy Rose. She was another one. I was going to talk about Gypsy Rose once before, but as Angelina brought up, it has been 10 years.
Well,
And-
it's just, I feel like when you're doing these cases that you're doing them as everybody's talking about them. And so there's no new information that people aren't seeing all over their Facebook anyway.
Gotcha.
Like,
Okay.
because, she's doing a ton of interviews and she's doing a ton of, everybody already knows, everybody's already heard it.
Okay.
Same
I see
with
what you're
the
saying.
Russian midget,
Okay.
Everyone knows she was only off by 2 years, and
No, actually, that's Natalia Grace.
that's what I said.
You said the Russian midget.
Isn't she a Russian midget?
But no, actually, no, the years were a lot different in there. But, well, she was actually like 6, and they were trying to say that she was an actual adult.
Yeah, they were trying to say she was 22, but really she was 9.
Yeah, by the time that came about, yeah, she was 9. And they even, they took her to the dentist saying, "Oh yeah," and he said, intellectually talking to her, he couldn't believe that she was a child. He thought that she was at least a teenager until he did the X-rays.
Mm.
So, and that was another situation where they said, the dentist even said, well, that's not what he said. He even showed the X-rays, and I'm not a dentist, and I could see the little teeth at the bottom waiting to come through. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I don't know. That's, again, if it's something you guys want to hear about, let me know. If not, then, there's a lot more
Maybe
going
just
on out here.
One on multiple adoption stories and just make everyone sad.
No, we don't want you sad. No, we don't want sad. We're going to figure out something. Huh? You lost your sound. I don't know what you're doing over there. DJ, can you hear her?
No.
I think she's messing with me. But all right, guys. Like I said, sorry we couldn't be here Saturday, but hopefully we made up for it tonight. Angelina's tired. I'm tired. Oh, tomorrow she's got to get kids up for school.
Mm.
Ugh.
Yep.
All righty then. So you guys all have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you soon. I'll get you some hours and days before the week's out. Have a good night,
Bye.
everyone. DJ.
Bye.
Right.